Homebrew, and this is my Belgian Strong Ale. Chug along real nice. Chug a lug along. And now I've got to get ready to go to work. Alright, just got home from work, and this is my Belgian Strong Dark Ale, bubbling along. I rigged up a blow-off tube for it at the recommendation of Dan at Big Dan's Brew Shed. He said this thing may possibly need to have the tube rigged up, and I needed a setup to have that. I've just got it run down into a half-gallon growler full of Star San, and you can see the fermentation bubbling along. The earlier shot I had was this morning about around 6:45. This is about 3 o'clock right now, 1:45, something like that. This thing's took off. Looking forward to this one. Got did square it up here. I put the D180, 1 pack of that in there. Some dates, some raisins, 2 packs of figs. I actually got more movement off the hydrometer from the fresh fruit I put in. I put all that in a small stock pot and boiled it up for about 10 or 15 minutes and then let it sit and cool off. I did the grain specific gravity, original gravity, and then I read it with the D180, which it barely even moved it with that 180 in it. I was surprised. I figured it would move it more than it did. And then when I put the my fresh, well, they weren't fresh, but they were real fruit additions in, it moved the hydrometer quite a bit. This one's 1068 was what it wound up being altogether. That's where I was shooting for. I didn't want it super strong. I wanted it to be around 7-8%, something like that. That's probably where it's going to finish out at. That's kind of where I like mine. It was loosely based on the Unibroue Maudite beer. It's actually out of the Brewing Classic Styles. Let me go grab the book and then I'll be right back and let you guys know what it is. It's also the where my Hoppy Yummy IPA clone come from, and I was super happy how that turned out. I'm going to drink a little bit of that here in a minute. If I hadn't already seen me doing it, I may put that in front of this. Let me go ahead and shut this off, and then I'll get that book and tell you guys what the title is. Some of y'all's probably already got it. And back, went and checked for that book, found it. It is Brewing Classic Styles 80 Winning Recipes that anyone can brew. It's brewed by Jamil Zancef. I'm not sure, I'm probably slaughtering his name. Sorry about that, man. And John J. Palmer. I know I've heard of Jamel from Jake CPU Nut. He listens to his podcast. If you guys haven't got this book, you definitely need to get it, especially if you're all grain brewing, or actually either one, because they do they give you really good extract brews in this, and then what they'll do is like the recipe, they'll give you the recipe and extract, and then they'll give you the all grain option, and I'll tell you to replace it with whatever you got. This is just for instance, Irish Red Ale. It's just what I opened it to. The all grain option here, it says replace the English ale, pale ale extract with 11.25 pounds of British pale ale malt, and then it gives you the mash temperature. This particular one's at 153. And they give you the fermentation and conditioning, what recommended yeast is, of course, obviously the hops and the grain bill, the boil time, your pre-boil volume, and then the gravities. It's a great book. I highly recommend you get it. I was talking a little bit about my Belgian Strong Ale a little while ago. This is the put 15 ounces of California raisins in it. Southern Grove is the 8 ounces of Southern Grove chopped dates. Put that in there. And then this is another Southern Grove California Mission figs. And then I put 2 packs, so it'll be total 20 ounces of figs in that. So it's got 20 ounces of figs, 8 ounces of chopped dates, and 15 ounces of California raisins. I was going to put some honey in it. After I checked the gravity, it was kind of where I already wanted it, so putting the honey in it would have put it up above where I wanted it to be as far as the ABV. So I just held off on the honey. I like honey in the beer, but it didn't need it. It's kind of more along the lines, if I just need to boost the gravity of it, I'll do it like that with the honey sometimes. That's the only thing I got going on with my homebrew. As far as anything new, everything else I've already updated on. I bottled the, actually I didn't update on the, I bottled the rum oat chocolate sweet potato espresso porter. It was really good when I did the final sample of it. It was totally different from anything else I'd ever tried. I was real happy with the way it turned out. I bottled it up. Now I've just got to let it sit for about 2 months before I'm going to start drinking on it. It's been my experience that you start drinking on those dark beers as soon as you bottle them, and they taste young. They don't taste real good. We've got plenty of other stuff to hold me off until that gets done. That's it on my homebrew. I still got to bottle up my American Imperial Stout. I'll probably do that this coming weekend or something. Today what I'm going to have a drink of, I picked up a growler of Carolina Brewery. It is their Oatmeal Porter. I've had this before, so I know I like it. It's a killer deal on it. If you get it at Total Wine in Winston-Salem, close to where I live at, it's right by where I work. The growlers are like $7.99, and they charge you $4 for the growler. If you bring it back, then you can get another growler for just the price of the beer, or you can keep the growler. It's a half-gallon growler. It's a pretty good price. It's actually about what they charge for a growler at the homebrew supply store. So if you want to keep it, I've kept most of them, and I've got 2 half-gallons and another gallon. Ooh, yeah, it's still carbonated. You got to drink them a little bit faster than you do other beers because of the losing the carbonation. Try to pour this on the camera. I'll take that out of the way there. Here we go. We'll just get right down the middle with this baby. And didn't get shit for a head. Got a little bit of bubbling on the top. This thing's been opened up for a couple of days now, so I didn't expect it's going to get a whole lot of head on it. It got a little bit of hiss when I opened it up, but I may just stick the rest of that in some bottles so it'll keep its carbonation a little bit better. You can see the color on it. It's black. It's got a little bit of a tan head, some lacing on it. Not keeping a whole lot of lacing on the glass, a little bit. Get a nose on it. Get the nose cleared out. Milk chocolate, right off the top, roasted malts. The roasted malts are coming through pretty well on it. It's got that classic porter smell to it. It smells almost like a milk stout instead of an oatmeal stout. You can really taste the oatmeal, or smell the oatmeal in it too. It's got that, almost got that milk stout kind of smell to it. Some coffee in the background. The last bottle of this I got a little bit of cinnamon off the nose of it, but I'm not really getting that off of this one. Let's get a drink on this thing, check it out. Cheers. It's straight out of the fridge, it's cold. Follows the nose fairly well. It's got kind of a milk chocolate kind of taste to it. Then about middle ways through, the roasted malt start coming through. And then you get a little bit of bittering on the end. Oh, there we go. We got some more smell coming out of it now. Swirl it up a little bit. I don't know how far out of North Carolina, or if even they distribute out of North Carolina at all, but Carolina Brewery, I've tried their oatmeal porter, and I tried another one. I can't remember what it was, but it was good too. As far as the price goes on microbrewed beer, it's hard to beat. Even if you keep the growler, $12 for a half a gallon is not a bad price. Or if you take the growler back, then you're getting a half a gallon of beer for $8, which is a really good deal. It's not a beer that really blows my doors off, but I do like it. It's kind of a good, something good to keep in the fridge. Just kind of a standby dark beer kind of drink. You can drink it with a lot of stuff. It's kind of more, this one definitely finishes more sweet than it does dry. It's a porter, not a stout, so it's not super dry or super strong. Not really sure what the ABV on it is. I don't even know if they put it on there. Check it out if you hadn't. Hope everybody's having a good Homebrew Wednesday. One other thing I was wanting to show. Got my labels done today for my Hokie Homebrew yeast experiment. We'll stick them on. Use beerlabelizer.com, and I just used a grayscale option. Printed it off in black and white. Tried putting this on colored paper, and it just didn't turn out as good as it did on the white, so I just left it on the white. Some of the other ones, that particular template does not seem to transfer over very well if you use the grayscaling option and then try to put it on colored paper, because some of it is blue, and the computer, when it puts it on grayscale, puts it on like it's really light gray color, and then when you try to put it on color, it washes out real bad. You can't even read it. So some of the other labels do fine on colored paper. This particular one did not. That's what my ESB labels look like. I'm going to get those things taped on probably tomorrow and get them shipped out by the end of the week. Hope everybody's having a good, happy Homebrew Wednesday. Cheers.